Call this meeting to order the Topsham Select Board. It's January 15th, 2026, and we are in the Donald A. Russell Meeting Room. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Patty, will you call a roll, please?
Good evening, gentlemen. I think I miss you.
Yes, you.
Roland Tufts,
Here?
Ann Callahan,
Excuse?
Ryan, excuse me,
She's excused tonight.
thank you. Ryan Holmes,
I am here.
Dave Kenny,
I am here.
and Mike Labby,
Your best for last, I'm here.
all present except Miss Callahan.
Great, thank you very much. All right, next up, Town Manager's Report.
A reminder that all dogs need to be registered by January 31st to avoid a late fee, and late registrants cannot have their dogs get a moment of fame on our sign. Since he's here tonight, I'd like to thank our planner, Josh Franklin, who's the one that puts the dogs up on the sign. So with the coordination of the clerk's office, and it's been a big hit that people like to come register their dog and have it have its moment of fame. On Wednesday, January 21st, the new Frank J. Woodbridge will be one way because we didn't do enough of it last fall. It'll be one way from Topsham to Brunswick from 8:30 till noon while they do an inspection. And then it should be back to two-way, hopefully for a long time to come. It appears our January thaw is about to end. A reminder that if someone heats with wood and needs assistance, the Midcoast Wood Bank has some emergency wood in crates at the transfer station gate. People can just take it if they're in need, and then they can reach out to the Midcoast Wood Bank at 829-6222 to request a larger amount. And then finally, the town office will be closed on Monday, January 19th, 2026 for Martin Luther King Day.
Great, thank you. Boards and committee reports and updates. Any? No, nothing on the agenda. Sure. Public comment.
Just give it 2 seconds to make sure. I'll see it.
So that was a moment of silence, basically.
Yeah.
All right, now we didn't get, nobody got anything in the emails or mail letters. Yeah, okay, thank you. All right, correspondence. Anything? No, okay.
I just had a couple of things I just wanted to say real quick. Topsham Fire Department had a fire, I guess, the other night, and from everything I hear, they did a fantastic job. With, you know, the ambulances were tied up and so forth, and we just pulled it together, and our interim fire chief did a heck of a job. I just want people to know that.
I'll pass along your praise.
Yeah, and I also witnessed our new tax code
Clerk.
town clerk, yes, helping a lady put her stickers on her car the other day out in the parking lot. I thought that was very nice, and I just wanted to acknowledge that.
Well, thank you for
That's all I
pointing that
got.
out.
Great, thank you. All right, adjustments to the agenda. We have, we're gonna add one on for the deadline. We're gonna extend the deadline for the SAD 75 applications, or set the deadline, excuse me. So that'll be added to the agenda. Next up, consent calendar. Approval of the minutes of the regular select board meeting held on December 18th, 2026. I have a motion.
So moved.
I'll second. Moved and seconded, moved by, yeah, okay, moved by Ryan. Excuse me, and seconded by Jim. Oh, Mike, sorry. Shit. I was thinking about Jim somebody. Anyway, all in favor? Thank you. Absolutely. I can't think without it. All right. Moving right along. Public hearing, none. Unfinished business, none. Old business, none. Moving on to new business. Item 2601, consideration and any appropriate action on a proposal from TDI to issue an RFP for an updated traffic study of the Topsham Fair Mall Road.
And it's another meeting that moves right along. I'm Steve Wells here, current chair with TDI. There's been a lot of new business, particularly with Market Basket at Fair Mall, we're looking to revamp, take a good look at a previous plan that was done. And would like to put an RFP out to have that plan looked at. There's a number of issues that we want to take a look at, but particularly because of the influence of market basket and some of the things that were in the existing plan. Should probably be a good idea to have another look at it.
And the source of the funds would be the TDI funds that you guys, when the town gives them periodically. They've got something we can pay for.
You, in the scope of the work, would you assume a ballpark price to be, or what are you hoping for, I should
We're
say?
hoping for it. If we're not happy, then obviously we'll look for, several bids, take a look at them. It's something that, that we'll come back in front of the board and show you what we've got. But I'm assuming anywhere between 25 maybe 40.
Is there any specific reason that you guys wanna do it? Is it just for traffic count, or is it to see if there's any other data that we can collect at the same time?
I think we're just looking ahead with what's, maybe coming down the road with, across 196, just having an understanding what traffic movements out, particularly what's going on at the River Road, how that traffic's moving around. We have, there's always been, just bikes and pedestrian traffic issues that are particularly on Park Drive, things that they're taking a look at. And the existing plan that they have shows a boulevard. My understanding is that's not really a safe approach in terms of traffic in case there's issues. So those are the kinds of things you want to take a look at.
Is the scope from like the exit of 295 through the mall area? Is that where you guys are trying to do the scope?
Yes, that'd be pretty similar to what had been previously done before.
Do we have access to that data that Market Basket had? Or can we
I'm sure.
get that data from them maybe, just see what they're,
One of the reasons for this is when the current study was done, it anticipated a car dealership where Market Basket is. And the peak trips in the study that would like to get updated was 38 trips per hour. Market Basket's numbers that they gave us as part of their, which planning board, I'm sure has somewhere, but it had 800 trips per hour for the same thing. The other thing that Select Board and TDI did a couple years ago is they approved a survey. So we actually now know what we actually have for space on the road. So another advantage of doing this updated study, you can actually plan for what we have. The third reason for doing this is the TIF that could be used to fund some of these improvements on Topsham Fairwell Road will expire around early 2030s. One of the things talked about in the original plan was a roundabout at Park Drive and Topsham Fairwell Road. There may be other improvements suggested, not suggested, but we have a few $100,000 that's sitting in that TIF not spent, so that could go to some traffic improvements. And then finally, the state was going to try to force Market Basket to do some of the things in the 2017 plan, which we didn't think were wise anymore. So we asked the state not to force them to do it. They wanted to actually cut down the lanes at 196. They wanted to take away the turn into Arby's as part of that plan. Arby's had just given us what we needed to finally have a real sidewalk at that corner without people having to cross into the road to finish their trip on the sidewalk. And so we didn't want to basically punish Arby's for working with us by saying you lose your left-hand turn. So as we get more growth in that area, whether it be kind of what the comprehensive plan seems to contemplate is residential above some of the commercial, or whether it be the quicker piece redeveloped, it seems to make sense to get that road analyzed to make sure that whatever our growth does is smart and safe and takes into account bikes, pedestrians, emergency vehicles, everything.
Since you're trying to stay ahead of the curve.
yeah.
Any other questions?
Not sure if we need a motion or approve, but that's what we were looking to make sure that the select board was understanding what we were looking to do, and we didn't have any real problems with it.
And as Steve mentioned, they will come back with you once they get the actual numbers, but they didn't want to put out an RFP asking for this if the select board thought this isn't something we want to pursue.
I would entertain a motion for TDI to issue an RFP for an updated traffic study of the Topsham Fair Mall Road.
I can second that.
All right, moved and seconded, all in favor?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Good update. 2602, consideration and any appropriate action, excuse me, on the application for a game of chance conducted by the American Legion Post 202 in Topsham.
And our clerk, Amanda Campbell, will address this.
Okay. Welcome.
So the Game of Chance, American Legion would like to apply for one. In the application, there is the schedule of when they would like to, have these cribbage games held there.
Do you,
I think cribbage.
yeah, do you know if it's a physical card game or is it
It's
like a
cribbage.
digital, like? You know how you go to Vegas, they have online
Oh.
digital poker on the bar, is it like one of those machines where you're playing cribbage or is it
No, it's
actual?
cribbage bar, it's a cribbage board, yeah.
Got it, okay.
Yeah,
So this is because they're gonna be, it's gonna be a pot, there's money.
think so, yeah.
Gamble, yeah, I just.
Yeah.
And then it's just specific to cribbage, they're not,
Cribbage,
it's not
yeah.
opening the gate for.
No, it's just cribbage,
Have we seen these before? This is,
yeah.
Yeah, they have to, the state won't approve their license unless they know the town has also approved it.
do they have, is this a renewal of something they've already had?
I think this is new, but sometimes we have to do something associated with the Topsham Fair for their games of chance and things.
Yeah.
Cause I know they've had pull tabs in the
Yeah,
past.
that's what I was saying.
It's kind of, I'm assuming similar. And just because they're open for it doesn't mean they have to host it. I mean, they have 5 days a week, certain time frame all year long. But do they intend on having cribbage tournaments every day? Or is that just the time slot in case they?
The time slots, I think, and then it's for the rest of the year.
Yep.
That's what we
Is there Representative Legion here tonight? Do you know?
No,
No,
and I
okay.
tried following
Okay.
I'm just curious. I've not seen one on the, I'm new to the board-ish, so I've yet to see one come through like this. And so it's just, you don't know, you don't know. It's
Hmm.
seems like a gambling thing but not gambling.
This is the first one I've seen for cribbage in my
I
5 years.
wouldn't have thought it was necessary.
It was all pull tabs.
I think that it's playing poker and Annie in. All right. I don't have any further questions.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I would make a motion that we approve the application for a game of chance conducted by the American Legion Post 202 and some for cribbage.
Okay, wait a second.
I'll second that.
All right. Yeah, motion and second, all in favor? All right, very good. Thank you.
First one done.
Excuse
Make
me.
it easy.
Hello, could I please have the lady's name that just spoke?
That was Amanda Campbell, our town clerk. Campbell.
You good, Patty?
Got it, I'm happy.
Okay, great. That's all. I
That's all that matters.
All right, 2603, consideration of any appropriate action to set a fee for the clerk's office to perform wedding ceremonies. We can do the gambling and the wedding at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Amanda Campbell, the clerk. So I put this on the agenda to see if you guys will approve, marriages. Since I've been here, we have not done any. We've had a handful of people ask when they do the license, when we issue the license, if we do the ceremonies as well. So.
I feel like we did this a long time ago at Topsham.
Maybe, but not that I've been here.
I mean like 30 years ago.
Probably.
A long time ago.
Talking to some other people that are a lot longer than me, my understanding is we stopped around 2000 or something.
Okay.
So we charge for the licenses and everything, but this would be a separate
Yeah,
fee
this
for
would be
just
only
to-
the ceremony, so that they can actually get married
Right.
all right here, and then they can get their certificate and their license and go.
So do we have people here that are ordained that can?
So there's 2 of us that can actually officiate a wedding
Oh, cool.
ceremony.
Perfect.
And what capacity? You justice of the peace or
Um,
notary?
A notary, yeah.
your special type of notary. They added not just any notary can
The married
anymore,
officiant.
there's a marriage officiant notary.
Oh, okay, 'cause, yeah, I did a long time ago and didn't have a title back then, but that makes sense.
I don't see anything wrong with it at all. I think we might get a few people to do it.
75 is the proposed fee. And it'll be payable to the town, not to the officiant.
Commission based.
We also have also thought of other ways to raise money. That's, you may have talked to Ed Karen before, and he says that I can put things on back order and let you know when they come in. So we thought he might do a gift registry.
Yeah,
And then Brandy Lohr, our assistant deputy finance director, has a beautiful voice and sings the American anthem for stuff. So we thought for an additional fee, she could sing Ave Maria for the wedding. So, and then
a la carte.
Chair Tufts came up with the idea we do a kiss cam using our sign. As part of it. So there may be other ways we can help towns revenue beyond the 75.
They need a bigger sign with it.
Yeah.
All right, we have a motion.
I would make a motion that we accept a fee for the clerk's office to perform wedding ceremonies set at $75.
Okay,
So good.
all right. Moved by Ryan, not Jim. Seconded by Mike, sorry. All in favor? All right,
Thank you.
have fun. All right, 2604, consideration and any appropriate action on the approval of the completed committee project partnership form from the Conservation Commission.
You remember about a year ago, you passed the policy that before a committee goes off on a new effort that could require town time or money, whatever else, that they complete this form, so we know the true cost of it, of the project, and that you folks have a chance to weigh in on it. So the Conservation Committee is our first one to actually fill one out, and they're here today. So.
Or guinea pigs. My name is Shana Deeds. I'm the chair of the Conservation Commission, and Audie Argo is also here from the Conservation Commission. I have, Sky asked that I provide a brief statement, so I'll read a brief statement and then I can answer any questions that you have about the form. I know you received it ahead of time. So the Natural Areas Plan is a blueprint for conservation of our open space, recreation, and natural areas in the town, and in planning, it's best practice to update plans periodically. Updating the Natural Areas Plan now makes sense with the new comp plan in 2019 and the recode efforts that are happening. Plus, we have new planners, we have changes to development in the town, housing demand, and town population and demographic changes. Plus, we adopted the Climate Action Plan, showing the need for climate resiliency and the change in the Brunswick Topsham Land Trust leadership. Since the 2010 Natural Areas Plan was adopted, it seems like the perfect time to work on these efforts. We've had this on the agenda of the Conservation Commission for several years, since the comp plan in 2019 identified it as a priority and called out the Conservation Commission to lead these efforts. Last spring, Bowdoin students in the GIS and mapping classes helped us update our data and maps, and they presented those data at a May meeting. And the Conservation Commission thinks it's a good time to build on those efforts that of the Bowdoin students pulling together these resources. We feel that the Natural Areas Plan update could help inform future zoning, help identify conservation priorities, both through the comp plan efforts was shown as a priority, and also through new public outreach where we could get more data about what people currently think about conservation. And there's also were some ordinances that were created and proposed and ideas for conservation in the Natural Areas Plan. And those haven't been really fully utilized. So we're hoping to use a consultant to help us identify what's working in other Maine towns and how we might change our current ordinances to support both growth and economic development along with preservation of open space and conservation areas. So what questions?
Do you know of when the last time this may have been performed?
2010 is when, so in 2008, the plan was written, it was adopted at town meeting in 2010, and it hasn't been updated since then. We're on over 15 years now.
Got it. Lots changed in 15
Yeah,
years.
exactly, that's, we'd like to do it.
I was also reading through part of some of the answers that you were talking about. Funding for this, it sounds like there's multiple different opportunities for funding. Is it your intent to try to find funding through grants and other funds before maybe proposing to a town budget, or are you looking to have this put in the town budget?
Well, we were hoping that maybe we could put some money in the town budget to get it started so that we could put out an RFP and hire a consultant and also look for grants. A lot of times the grants want to see efforts, both volunteer efforts and money put in by the town before they'll provide grant for this kind of planning. So we were hoping to ask for a little bit to get us started and then also apply for grants at the same time.
What's your thoughts on town budgeting for this?
You'd hear more in 2 weeks, but my thought is for this year that there's probably 4 requests for money that we've been asked, that I'm gonna ask them to present to you in the finance committee. My goal is to try to get the tax increase, at least for us, at 4%. I'm hoping the county and the school would do the same. But ultimately we can't control what the county and the school do. There's 4 items, but it's gonna be hard to get there. And especially right now, it's basically capital projects is what we're looking at to try to figure out to make it all fit. What I would propose, or am gonna propose, is there's gonna be 4 options that are gonna, during the presentations that you guys would receive. One would be a chance for the Conservation Commission to sell using town money before they try to find grant money. And then there's 2 coming from the police department. One's to replace the bite dog and the possible of starting putting take-home cruisers. And then the third is TDI is talking about they might like some money to pay for some mid-coast council of governments to do some economic development stuff. So those will be kind of added presentations. So long story short, at the moment, kind of the draft budget that we're coming up with does not include funds for this, but there'll be a chance for them to make the pitch to finance committee and you guys later.
Is it difficult to keep it moving if we don't hire a consultant to do things like update our mapping to put them online and then allow for public input? And we really want to get public input for the update. So if we don't get any budget from the town at this town meeting and we don't get any grants in the next year, then it would be maybe another year or even 2 before we get started on it. So any kind of funds, even if you can't fund our whole ask, would be helpful to get us started.
I'm also looking, let's see, page 10, where on the form, this new form, it's all new for us.
Yeah.
As well as you
Us
guys.
too.
But there's a table 1 is an estimated planning office staff time for the update, and it looks like there could be potential significant hours. Are you guys, Josh and Sky, comfortable with the amount of hours going into this plan without overburdening your?
Absolutely, and actually, the planning office, had to look at the document as it was being put together. So as it's been sent to the select board, the planning office has kind of looked at it and everything in it, we're okay. Okay.
This will be Josh's project.
So you're okay with it?
No, I think have big projects in the fun. I'm doing a lot of the big projects. He's gotten very comfortable with development review and then do planning board. So we should really help comfortable.
Awesome, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, your motion.
I lied, I have one more question. So
Oh,
what we're approving tonight or looking to have a motion on is the approval of this form that they passed in, which has 13 pages of stuff.
So the approval tonight would allow them to work on the project and expect to get 4 hours a month of Josh's time to help with the project. Tonight's approval doesn't approve any money for it yet because there's no money in the current
I
budget.
think that was my big thing in the wording of how we're looking to approve this plan to move forward, nothing financial, just, yeah.
And actually, there was a good thing that I think you guys put in the memo that I hadn't thought about, but I think you're right. a potential source for this might be that recreation fund, not the open space fund, whatever. So I think that could be something that wouldn't add to our current tax commitment, but could provide some money for this. So,
Yeah, money that's already in the bank basically for this kind of work.
and talking to the town attorney, when we contemplated doing something else with that fund, we would still need to get town meeting approval to even spend that money. But that could be a source for it that would increase the tax rate. So tonight you're not approving any particular funding source.
No,
but-
it's not a spending source tonight, it's approval of this plan. that
Exactly.
Is written in. Okay. Then I would make a motion that we approve the completed committee project partnership form from the Conservation Commission.
Okay? A second?
I'll second it.
All right. Motion and second. All in favor? Very good.
Thank you.
Okay. And 2605, we're going to table this one as we are not finished with our interviews at this point. So we're gonna table it. And the next meeting, we'll have this back on the agenda. That's it. So now we have
Now that school board.
oh, yes, sorry.
So since we put out the agenda, we had a resignation from the MSAD 75 school board. And,
Sorry, can I have your report?
there you go.
Sorry.
So what we've done in the past is you set a deadline because you appoint the person to fill the MSCD 75 vacancy. So what I would suggest is that we use a deadline of, once we get the date straight, February 4th at 3 p.m. That's the day before your next meeting. That way we'll know by the time of your next meeting how many people have applied. And then from that, you can decide if you want to try to do the interviews before, say, your next meeting or a special night or something. So I would suggest that we open applications for the MSAD 75 school board meeting and have them due by the 4th of February at 3 p.m.
So our meeting is the 5th of February. And if we got all the applications in by the 4th, we would try to.
No, you wouldn't try to do your interviews that night.
Oh,
That
the
night,
next
you'd
one.
set the schedule.
Got it.
Because one year we had like 6 people. So if we get 6 people, then I can come to you on the 5th and say, we've got 6 applicants, and then you can check your calendars and we can pick probably a special night for your interviews or
So we would likely not approve anybody until the 19th of February at that meeting.
probably.
Okay. Which would serve plenty of time. Okay.
And to just be clear, this is to finish out the term.
Right, and then in
For the-
November,
For the resignation, not to.
Yep.
Just for those who are listening out there.
and then in November, the person can be up for election to fill the remainder.
And they can run again at that time.
Any other questions? All right,
I would make a motion that we set a deadline of February 4th for applications to the newly opened position on the school board after the resignation of Holly Kavanaugh.
that cover it? Very good, all right, we have a motion for a second. Moved and seconded, all in favor? Okay. All right, we're on to executive session. Item 2606, enter into executive session pursuant to Title MRSA, Section 4056A, to discuss personnel matters.
And we actually need to take a vote.
Yeah.
So,
Move to executive
Yeah. Okay.
session
Yes. All right.
and
so second by Dave, okay. You moved it.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike moved. And the time is 7 o'clock.